Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The labor law is the topic of today's vlog. The labor law around the globe. We have the labor law in every country, whether you are in United States of America, in Australia, whether you are in Canada, in Europe, and Gulf countries or in Pakistan. Wherever you are, there is always a labor law in every country, which regulates. The labor law regulates the rights and duties of laborers and the owners, the employers and the employees. It gives you the detail of the rights of the laborer, the duties of the laborer, and it gives you the functions of the employer. It gives you the functions of the unions, the trade unions, and it gives you the functions of the government concerned. So we have the four different factors. We have the four constituents of the labor law around which the labor law speaks. The first one is the laborer, the worker. The main ingredient is the worker. Then the owner or the owner of the factory or owner of the industrial unit, I mean the employer. And the third one is the union. The union means there is always a trade union in every industrial unit. So it has certain functions, it has certain rights and certain duties as well. Then the government. In case if the things go out of control, the disputes are not resolved within the employer, within the unit concerned, among the union, trade union, laborers, and the employer, then the things can be reported to the government, and the government can interfere and can give you some guideline to resolve. And if not, then we have definitely the labor code, where the labor laws are being exercised and the rights of the laborers are protected. So, out of these four factors, all have their functions, all have their duties, all have their responsibilities, and in case of any problem, any dispute, every government has set up a labor code where anyone who thinks that his rights are infringed, his rights are violated, he can just go and file a suit against the employer to have the justice. But generally, we say that we call it tripart relationship. It's a tripart relationship between employer, employer, and trade union. So this is how the things work. And if things go out of control, if one party thinks that the other has violated the rules, or the other party thinks that the first party has violated the rules, things can be settled out at the trade union level. But if the things are not resolved even at trade union level, then the matter can be brought before the labor court, where the things are resolved according to the laws, according to the labor law of the particular country. So therefore, it's necessary to know your rights wherever you are, whether you're in small unit, industrial unit, or in a big industrial unit. You must have to know what are your rights, what are your responsibilities, under which contract you have been employed, you have been given opportunity to work in this particular unit. And therefore, whenever you feel or you are subjected to some oppression or some suppression or some violation of the rules, you will have the knowledge about your duties, about your responsibilities, about your rights. So if your rights are violated, you can point them out in the trade union level, and if not possible, then you can have the services of a lawyer for suing or filing a case, a suit against the employer or against the violations he made or against the the problems which you are facing, and then the same can be resolved in a court of law, and that is the labor code. So this is how this labor law works around the globe, wherever you are. If you know your rights, you are the winner. You know how to go to the court. You know how to get your rights. You are always winner. And there is always no problem for a person who knows. The knowledge is always a power. I thank you very much.